Hi everybody. Welcome to Crafternoon with Mr. Gallagher. And the project I chose for today, I went into my back there, my deep closet in my classroom, and found something that I thought would be just right for the month of October. It's an animal, it's a pet, but it's also an animal and a pet that is often associated with this month of October. Yes, cat. And so the way I have things organized, in my back closet I have an envelope that says cat standing. And so what you'll need today is choosing a paper from this stack of pages that you got from the kindergarten teachers a while ago, or you can use a piece of white paper like from the computer printer. That's what I'm going to use as the demonstration part. Holding your paper this way with the long sides at the top and bottom. On your desk, I'm going to hold mine up, landscape position, and then you're going to bring the points together so they're folded like this. And then press the fold together so it stays like that. You want a crisp fold. The project will look like this when it's finished. I like it. You have your folded piece of paper, and then you're going to cut out this middle part called an arc, or an arc, as I would call it. This piece comes from that, so when you cut that out, you don't want to throw that away. Now, this is a black cat. I kind of thought Halloween. This would be good for demonstration, but any color works for fiction or for non-fiction cat. Your choice for that. After you have this, I'm going to put my cat over there. Then you're going to draw this shape, an arc, or I would call it an arc. Leaving space for the body and space for the legs to be there. So you're going to make an arc on your paper. I'm going to just hold it like this. And you do that at the open side. You need the top closed part where the fold is, because that's where will be the cat's spine or back. So I'm holding it up, but you would have it flat on your desk. And then, not exactly in the middle, but you could make a line there, a little dot or a line to know that you're going to work around that. So I'm going to go a little bit past that. And then I'm going to make a line that comes up big like that and comes down. Yeah, that looks good. I probably could even make the lines a little close to the front, but that gives me plenty of solid leg for the cat to stand on. Put my marker away, or crayon or pencil, whatever you have. And then both pages together. You only need the line on one side because you're going to cut through. And then cutting up like this. But keep that part. Can you see me? Because this gives you two parts for all of this extra stuff, if you want to. Curly tail, smiley face, whiskers, and then drawing on the face. And then, of course, if you have, I think it's called a tabby cat that has like spots, stripies on it, or spots. There's a beautiful cat. I do not have a pet, but there's a beautiful cat that comes to my yard almost every day and just hangs out. I think it likes the garage, which is open, and there's a lot of wild kind of feeling in the back. It just sometimes lays in the sun, sometimes it's hiding in places. So there's a beautiful cat, and it is mostly white with big blackish gray spots on it. Really a beautiful cat. So I was kind of thinking of that cat when I chose white paper. So I have this right here, and I'm just going to show you here. When I spread the legs a little bit, oops, it stands up better when it's not on a slippery surface. Right there. can see how it stands up. The whiteboard is really slippery. Needs a little bit of surface structure and friction to do that. So it's all set. You can also fold the feet a little bit at the bottom in just a little bit to give it a little bit more solid place to stand. Like, you see that right there? I folded it in. We go like that. Just a little bit. Gives it some surface to rest on instead of just that very thin spot right there. So you could fold that down a little bit. I'll do that here. Could fold that down on all four sides. Just fold it in a little bit. Gives it a little bit of pause. Pause, I think you say. There you go. Got to fix that. Fold that tight so it stays right there. Now it's sliding over. Okay. Then, with the parts that you have here that were left over, get this standing again, right there. Falling over. There it goes. Hey, cat, you were standing up before. What happened here? There it goes. Okay, now it's standing. Okay. I think if I unfolded them, they stood a little bit better, actually. And then from this, kind of thinking here, a little bit of cat shape. So I'm going to even that out a little bit more and trim that, give it a little bit of a chin. Yeah, a little bit more there, kind of make it even. I'm going to get a little bit better definition than the kind of lumpy cut I had. Going to cut a little bit up that way. So it's got some, yeah, a little bit better. And then I'll want to cut a little bit at the top for some cat ears. And you could draw that with lines, actually. I'm just kind of cutting it as I go along, but I could I could make the lines there to cut cat ear, and a little bit of a head there. If I want to give it a little bit more shape on the sides, I could do that on the sides. And then fix that a little bit. So I could cut a little bit there and cut up. And then cut on the line and give me some cat. I'm cutting from the back here. It's a little bit harder to see. I'm going to kind of turn this around. It's a little bit harder for me to see all that. Okay. And then I think I want that to have a little bit more pointy ear. So I'm going to give that a little bit more of a point at the top. Carefully fix that there. So I have my cat face that I could glue right there. Taking out my glue stick. Roll it up just a little bit. I'm going to put some glue on the back of that. And then press it so it's sticking right there. You can see its chin, but I might want to add something to that. And now, this example has strips and whiskers that you could add, and a curly cat tail. You still have this extra piece, so I'm looking at this lengthwise, and I think this would work if I cut here. Right, and I could twist it a little bit, like a curly cat tail. Right, I could do that right there, my curly cat tail, kind of. And then I could glue that over here to the end. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. I think it's easier to put it right on this part than to try to squeeze it onto this tiny little piece of paper. I think if I press that right there, hold it, I like to slow count to 10. 1, 2, press it down while I'm counting. 3, 4, 5, 10. Oh, good, and it's there. So I have my face up front. And because the face blends in, I'm going to take just a color here. And I'm going to give that a little bit of definition. And I'm going to just... there. So you can see the difference between the head, chin, and the body. You know, a cat in real life person, it's called three-dimensional when you can see it and touch it. That's a math word. You'd see the chin separate from its body. But because these colors that I chose are all the same, put this up carefully, I wanted to show the cat chin. And then you can use scraps. Remember, you have all of this paper. I'm going to think about whiskers up front, and think I'm going to cut maybe 1, 2, 3, and then I decide now, will I want that to go all the way across like that, or in 2 parts? I think I'm going to cut it in 2 parts. I'm going to cut that one in 2. I'm thinking 3 whiskers on each side. And then this one in 2. Now I have 2, 4. Now I have 6. And then there, I'm going to put... no, I'm going to change my mind. I think I want to draw the nose first, so I have a good place to put the whiskers near its nose. So I'm going to make a... I don't want to lose those pieces of paper. I'm going to put them over here on the side. Okay. So I'm going to show my cat here. And then make a small cat nose. I'm going to make it upside down. Just color that in a little bit. There. I'm going to draw a little line underneath for the cat jowls. I'd like it to be smiling, so I'm going to continue that over just a little bit so the owls look a little kinder. I think I'm going to draw a little tongue sticking out. A little tongue sticking out, like it's licking its lips. Then I have a place to put pieces. Because these are small, I'm going to put a little bit of glue over here and a little bit of glue over here on both sides in that jowl. Then I can put my paper here. Oh yeah, there it goes, sticking out. And this one sticking out. And this one sticking out. So I have 3 whiskers on that side. Then I'll do the same thing on this side. Oops. I'm going to press that onto the glue. So one is a little bit facing down. One is a little bit facing sideways. Oops. I need more glue there. A little more glue. Okay. And then falling cat. And then one piece can go sideways. And one... Where's my glue sticking? There we go. Okay. That one is trying to escape me. And one more that goes in the middle. Okay, so I have my 3 whiskers on each side. Then I want to draw some eyeballs. I'm going to get that in there. Hey, you. Get back in place. I'm adding more glue to get that sticking. There it goes. There it goes. I'm going to put a side to be sure that's all sticking down. There it goes, finally. So I have my 3 whiskers on each side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then eyeballs. So I think green eyes would look pretty on this cat. So I'm going to make some cat eyes. I'm going to draw an eye up here. That looks good, that's in the right place. And one over here. And then green cat eyes in the middle. Yeah, that looks good. Then when I'm at this place, I can decide more about my cat's cat hair or cat fur. Which does one cats have? Cat fur, cat hair, cat hair. Then I can decide what I would like. Now I could add details, and that will then become yours. If I wanted to put some like paw claw lines, I might just put 3 lines on each side. No, people, this is 3-dimensional. People are going to see this from both sides. So I'd want to put the, kind of paws and claws at the bottom. Then responsible pet owners have an identification tag, so if a cat ever gets lost and is found by someone else, a kind person would contact the person whose name and phone number would be on that tag. So I'm going to pretend it's gold, but it's orange. October. I'm going to draw a little metal down here. I'm just going to put some lines on it like there's writing on there. And then I'm going to make a collar for this cat. It's October. The tag is orange, which means I'm going to make the collar be black. That goes around the cat's neck. You could do whatever color you want to, but I'm not wasting any chances to use black and orange. Oh, see, now that's looking like the cat in my backyard sometimes. Then I'll put details, like I'll add a little bit of inside ears up here to give it some more texture. I might just put some cat hair at the top and cat hair there. I might even put some extra lines in the whiskers so they stand out a little bit since I used the same color. So there you can see my whiskers. And then this cat in my neighborhood that visits our backyard really is such a beautiful cat. A little bit quiet and a little bit shy. But I put out cat food sometimes just to help it feel comfortable and hoping it will stay. Just to hang out would be good. It does not seem to bother the birds, and the birds do not seem to bother it. But I do like having it and seeing it sometimes when I drive up and it's lying across the stones in the back part of the yard. But this cat has big spots, big gray and black spots, so I would color that in. I'm just going to sketch a little bit in right there so you can see. It has a big kind of spot near its legs in the front, so I'm just going to sketch that in. Later I would color it in more. And so now I'm adding nice details around my cat. And then you can do anything else that you like. If you'd like to put a bow tie or glasses on your cat because you have a fiction cat, you can do that. If your cat is the kind that has stripes or other colors, it's kind of a blackish brownish with some gray, then you could use your crayons or markers to add more details to that. Cats. Now, I'm using a new camera right now, so I'm hoping that I'm using this correctly. I wanted to be sure I did the art piece in a careful amount of time. And that's your cat. Standing cat. Standing cat. Now let's watch this cat slide on the slippery floor. But if I put it up on this floor, please work, it stays standing. Makes a nice decoration, and the nice part is you could make smaller cats if you used paper that was smaller. Like these two are slightly different sizes. So you could have a family of cats, a dad or mom cat, and several kittens around it using the exact same process. Same color paper, different colored papers, and adding nice details around the coloring of the cat body, claws and paws, eye color, identification tag, which is a responsible pet owner's job. But then if you also want to do a fiction cat, yours can have a bow tie or a tie or glasses or a pearl necklace, shoes, whatever else you think that might be fun to include on there. Standing cat. Now I do have some books that I'm going to try to read with the another part. I think I might do a separate video. This one is called Cats. And this is, it's a discovery book, so it's about real cats and how real cats live and some of the characteristics of what cats do. We'll take a look at one page inside. I like to do that as a preview. Oh, right here. There's two different kinds of real cats. That's a kind of cool design. I think that's called a tabby cat. So that's one book I'm hoping to read. This is a science book called If You Were Born a Kitten. And this is a science book about what it's like to be a baby animal. And so in here, there are all kinds of pages with different animals. So for example, this one, if you were born a baby snake. So each page gives you a little bit of different information about animals being born. And then I have this book, which is a fiction book called Six Dinner Sid. I really like this one. Take a look at this one. Clever. Very clever cat. 2 C words. Well, while we have time, I'm looking at the clock right there. There's all kinds of animal pages in here, like whale and chick. But let me read the cat page, since I'm just finishing up this work. If You Were Born a Kitten. And it's by Marion Dane Bauer and illustrated by Joellen McAllister Stamen. Or Stamen, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. If You Were Born a Kitten. Right here on these 2 pages. Just taking a look right there. If you were born a kitten, you'd slip into the world in a silvery sack, and your mother would lick, lick, lick you free. So kittens, when they are born, come out in this silvery sack, and the mom licks and licks until that sack is broken, and then the cat begins to move around and nuzzle close to its mom. Thanks, everyone. I look forward to seeing you again. And it's close to a big October holiday. Have a nice weekend and safe and fun Halloween. Bye, everybody.